Division of integers. Okay, if you divide 12 by -6, you have one negative, so the answer must be negative. If you have two negatives, the answer must be a plus, so we're getting a plus 12. Here, one negative is going to give you a negative answer, -5. If you take 0 and divide it by a negative, you just get 0, don't you? Can't say a -0, okay? Now, 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Now, how do you know this is true? Well, the first thing we learned about the 4th grade or 3rd grade, maybe even 2nd grade, that you learned your times tables first. 4th grade, 5th grade, somewhere in there. Learned your timetables. And what do? We said, well, I know this is true. You learn how to divide because we know that 3 times 2 equals 6. Okay, so you learn this first, and then this was based upon that. Okay. Now, what are we doing here? We're taking the answer, the 3, times the 2, which is your denominator, and we're getting the numerator. So this is true because the answer times the denominator is the numerator. Let's write that out. The answer times the denominator equals the numerator. This is our rule we're going to follow on these, okay? So 0 divided by 1 is 0 because our answer times the denominator, the 1, is the numerator. Okay, so this is true. Now how about this one? We're going to take this, we're going to get, I know what we're going to get, 0, right? Okay, now the answer times the denominator is your numerator. Uh-oh, 0 times 0 is not 1, is it? Well, then this doesn't equal 0, okay? Because you can't check it, all right? So, well, I just made a mistake. I know 1 divided by 0 is 1. Okay, I know that, okay? Because the answer, let's test it out. 1 times the denominator, well, 1 times 0 is not 1. 1 times 0 is 0. Well, then this isn't true. Well, then you're gonna say, well, it's going to be an unknown. We're going to solve it for x. So let's see what happens. Is this true first? Okay, is the answer times the denominator? No, it doesn't equal 1, does it? We have a property that says x times 0 is 0. So this isn't even true. Now, where did we learn division? About the 4th grade? So imagine you're back in the 4th grade and the teacher says, I want you to divide 1 by 0. And you tell, well, the answer is 0, and teacher says, no. Not a very nice teacher, huh? So, well, the answer is 1. The answer is 1. No. Well, the answer is x. No, it's not even a number. Well, now you've given all your answers and you just don't have a clue. And the principal she sends you to the principal's office, says, you're a smart aleck, get out of here. So you go to the principal and he says, you got to work this problem. Let's see, it's not a 0, it's not a 1, and it's not an unknown. Well, you got to work it before you go home, all right? Before you go home today, you're going to work this problem. You're in the principal's office now, okay? Finally, about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, your parents are out front, and you go, and tears are running. You're only in the 4th grade, so tears are running down your face, and finally you just say, well, I don't know. And the principal says, okay, we got to test that answer out. With the answer, your answer, times the denominator is the numerator. And the principal can't say no anymore. He can't say no. So it turns out, now you can go home, by the way, okay? Anyway, but it turns out, I don't know, is the only answer. It's the only answer that works. Because that's the one time that ugly teacher can't say no. So I don't know. Now, the mathematical way of saying that is what? Undefined. Okay? That's your way of crying and everything, and says, I don't know. All right? So, a divided by 0, or a over 0, is undefined. That's what that means. So if you come along with a problem here, division by 0 is undefined. If you come along with a problem, you have to say, I don't know, but don't say that. Say undefined.